Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. This is basically going to be a Wolves update about all the happenings in the last week and the vibe that I'm getting. There's quite a lot that's gone on to cover. As you can see, I'm in a room, I'm on my travels. If you're wondering why I've got a fez on my head, stay tuned and I'll tell you that one next as well. So guys, yeah, I've got a fez on my head because I basically saw Madness in concert last night. Absolutely amazing. Stay tuned, there will be a vlog about that coming up. I'm going to take that off now and get on to some Wolves business. So, me, generally, I'm a quite positive person. I always try to have a very positive outlook and vlog on Wolves. And there's been lots to be positive about in the last 2.5 years since Fosun have taken over, as you probably know. But at the moment, we're about a month before the start of the season. Wolves are just about on the way to China for the Asia Trophy. They've only got 12 outfield players that are going. They've got a lot supported by the under-23s. We've got a lot of talent coming through. The kit launch has come out. If you've not seen my vlogs on the kit launch, I'll put a card up and I'll also put some end stuff up. That's very well watched. Got some great feedback from some fabulous fans. Went down to the opening of the mega store. That was great. Obviously, the news that Costa has gone. Cav, as I write this, looks like he's going to be going on a permanent year-long loan move with an option to buy for £12 million to Fulham. He's undergoing a medical. And also, we've had the news that Wolves' very popular managing director, Laurie Dalrymple, has basically been sacked. Come out of the blue. Just going to cover all of that stuff up. Also talking about some transfers and stuff, because there's a lot to happen now in the next 30 days. So let's start with the general vibe that I'm getting. The general vibe that I'm kind of getting out there from most Wolves fans at the moment is we're a bit concerned. We're a little bit tetchy, a little bit worried about things at the moment. The reason that that's in context, everything seemed to be going in one direction, everyone working together, pulling in the right direction, from the board, the managing director, the signings, Nuno, the players, the fans. Everything was hunky-dory in the garden, finishing 7th, had such a great year. Bringing last year's kit out, which was voted as the most popular Premier League kit by 3 independent football magazines. And the colour and everything. I know not everyone was happy with the colour, but generally everything was great. Finished 7th, nearly got to an FA Cup final, qualifying for the Europa League. Beautiful end of season coming this year. Everyone's anticipated the kit launch, and it's fair to say that the kit launch has been very, very mixed reaction. Some people love it, really love it, as you can see by my reaction. Some people hate it, and then a lot in the middle are sort of like not sure on it. This is my tweet poll when the kit launch was announced. As you can see, 32% love it, quite a few on the fence, and there was about 16% that hated it, really didn't like it, disliked it. And then following the live kit launch, the actual love has stayed the same as 32%. The on the fence has gone down and the dislikes have gone up. So it's one of them sort of Marmite kits. I can tell you though that the away kit, I'm 99.9% sure it's going to be black. We've seen images of it and stuff like that. It's going to be lush. It's going to have the stripes on the top. It's going to have the little pinstripes. It looks very much like it's that leaked photo, and that's going to be released. And from what I'm told and what I'm hearing, should I say, it's going to be for sale from the 20th. There is rumours that it is probably going to be unveiled at the Shanghai Megastore, possibly the opening, or on the 20th on the day of the final of the third place playoff of the Asia Trophy. I think that's going to be really, really popular. Putting the kit to one side. The other elephant in the room that we need to talk about before we get on to transfers and stuff like that is the very surprise bomb that was dropped by Wolves on the the sacking of managing director Laurie Dalrymple. Laurie you know, worked at Wolves, he's worked his way up. When Moxie was left, who was not very well liked by Wolves, but you have to give him credit for the fact he did run a tight ship, and it was some of the work that he did that enabled Force and gave Force the confidence to come in and buy the club, because it wasn't in any debt or anything, and they've taken it forward since then. Obviously the duties were split between Thirlwell on the footballing side and Laurie on the administrative side, and he was kind of like the face of the club. He was incredibly popular with the Wolves fan. He seemed to have his finger on the pulse with what the Wolves fan want. Very responsive, going in the pub, mixing with the fans. Very responsive on social media. Very popular. That has obviously coincided and has helped by the fact that Wolves' rapid rise through the Championship and the fantastic first season that we've had in the Premier League. And he seemed to have his finger on the pulse of like a fan. Jeff Shee is also very, very popular. He stepped back a lot and let Laurie get on, and everything seemed to be great. I mean, you know, you've seen the pictures of him over with the real top man at Foursome, celebrating over in China, the stuff that they've been doing over China, going over to Shanghai, which is where, you know, Fosun are based. But then there was this bombshell that was dropped there. All of a sudden, just like that, he's been let go. Now, it is fair to say we did expect that Fosun would bring in their own people initially, but they stuck, obviously, and promoted people from within. That might have been a surprise at the time. And it seems from what's been reported, there's only three reasons he would go. Either he'd done something stupidly wrong internally at the club, he got a job from somewhere else and he'd been put on garden leave, or there's been a big bust up and disagreements on the inside. And that seems to be what's generally been reported in the press, that there's been a breakdown in the relationship between Laurie, the board, potentially Jeff Shee, and he's been left go. He'd been very quiet. He has put a tweet out to say thank you for all the support that he's in, but he is gone. And I guess that throws a little bit of uncertainty, and it gets, as a fan, you start to think, well, what is going on in there? Me personally, thanks to Laurie for what he'd done, along with a lot of the other fans, but you have to trust in Fosun that they know what they're doing. You can't really turn around and say Fosun haven't done exactly what they want to do, and they have been ruthless. I mean, they've done it with the managers. They brought in Wenger, they got rid of him. They brought in Lambert. Lambert seemed to be settling in. They got rid of him and brought in Nuno, who is now very much revered by the Wolves fans. He gets a lot of support, and Fosun have been very strong in supporting Nuno and what he wants. Like if he wants new equipment, it's pretty much there the next day, for example, that sort of thing. They've given him everything they want. They've invested, and they believe, and they've got the right man. If they do think there's something not right, they do not mess about with making a change. Obviously, in the short term, they've said there's no one going to come in, but longer term, I think they'll bring someone in. Jeff Shee is going to step into that position in the time being. You know, whether that's long term as the chairman, but we'll see what happens with that. So that's left a bit of uncertainty. Also, the other thing that's got the uncertainty around is like the transfer business. Wolves have not done anything in the transfer business, in the transfer market at the moment. Although you can say they've signed Dendoncker on a permanent. They've signed Raul Jimenez on a permit. Those transfers have all gone through on the 1st of July, so there has been money spent there. Costa's gone. He's already scored on his league, on his debut, obviously in a pre-season friendly for Leeds. And then Cavaliero, we thought might stay, because I still think Cav's got something to offer. Seems to have been let go, and it's not gone through yet. It looks like he's going to go to Fulham. So the Asia Trophy, for example, we've only got 12 outfield players going out there. That doesn't really mean too much, because you've got Jimenez, Saiz, who've been involved in international duty, and they've got to have a rest and a break, and you know, which is the right thing to do. Doherty's out injured for 3 to 4 weeks, could miss the Europa Leagues, maybe even the start of the Premier League season. But we haven't brought anyone in. We've kind of let all these players go. You've seen Villa coming in, splashing the cash around. Hey, Fulham did it last year, look what happened to them. And you've seen West Ham, Leicester, you know, all of those sides in and around Wolves in the Premier League table, they've already invested in some players. Wolves tend to seem to want to do this loan to buy, which is quite clever tactics, work for them. You know, loan, if they fit in with the system, will make that permanent. Look what's happened with the likes of Jota, Dendoncker, Jimenez, for example. All of those things. So there's a lot of speculation. We're letting all these players go out. We've got a lot of not the same preparation that we've had in previous years in terms of the pre-season friendly, because we're going to Shanghai, which really is a publicity thing for Wolves, as well as, you know, it's good for PR, it's good for expanding the brand and all of that sort of jazz. And you know, watch out for some stuff on Shanghai and that's going to be coming up in my future videos. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell for notifications on stuff around that. But we haven't brought in anyone yet. You know, we desperately do need another centre back, maybe a wing back, another midfielder, and a striker. We've been there's been all these rumours around Diogo Costa coming in, all these these signings. Edson Alvarez, who I've mentioned in my 5 rumours that may come true. Wolves still seem to be interested in him, and from what I hear, we're now in pole position on that. In terms of some other transfer speculation, so apparently Wolves have told Monaco that they're planning to make a loan move with an option to buy for a highly rated defender, Benyut Badashil, and that's according to reports. He's only 18, he's quite young, he's very highly rated, breaking through into their team last year. Man U apparently were interested in him as well. But according to the Get French Football News, Wolves have made contact with the French club in a bid to seal the march on any suitors, and the reports suggest that he will be coming on loan for the season before a permanent signing. And then there's also information about winger Ricardo Quaresma, who basically helped Portugal win the Euros in France, and he seems to have rejected an offer to join Wolves, but this is coming from Turkish press, so it's not always the most reliable. So there's like loads of rumours always going to be flying around with Wolves, linked to this, linked to that. They do keep their hands close to their chest. Don't worry, I don't believe that they'll be letting like Costa and Cav and, you know, all of these players go if they didn't have a plan. There's still plenty of time for it all to unravel. You know, Wolves are very astute with the business, and I do expect that we're going to get some marquee signs. Just because they haven't come early like they have in the past doesn't mean anything. There's been obviously a lot going on, and they want to get the right players, and Nuno's going to have a lot to say about who comes in regards to that, who he wants. I think the fact that he's letting Costa and, you know, Cavaliero go says a lot, that he believes in Traore and has got a lot more to come from Adama Traore. You know, the only thing that worries us as Wolves fans, and I think most Wolves fans, is that we have a very thin squad. We want to build up the quality. We want to try and finish, you know, as high as we did last year, if not push on to the top 6. That kind of might be where we were hoping we were heading. But the reality of it is, we've got Europa League. That's on a Thursday night. You know, those matches that comes after a Europa League match in the Premier League, how we react to those and how we play in those is going to be very key to, I think, our league position. Look what happened to Burnley last year. They had a horrendous start to the season. The Europa League, you know, had a big effect on that. But the Wolves fitness guys are absolutely brilliant. Now, the other thing on the other side is that we have been very, very fortunate, and that's a lot down to the fitness and guys and how they prepare the players with Wolves. We've not had any major injuries or anything major happened on the pitch, like a broken leg or anything like that. So with a thin squad, that's okay if you don't pick up any injuries. What if we do pick up, you know, 1, 2, 3 injuries to some major players? How would that affect our Premier League? This is what I think we worry about. Okay, whilst, you know, it's tight and everyone's fit, but, you know, injury. Look at Doherty, if he was out for long term. Look how many goals and assists he got last year. So these are the things that you lose out the side. But you have to keep the faith. Don't get too stressed about it. You know, there's lots of things that have happened recently. Keep the faith with Fosun, as always. And if everything goes hunky-dory, swimmingly well, and it, you know, we get the signings, the new black kit comes out, everyone's going to love that. We have a great Asia League trophy, do well in the Europa League. It's looking like Crusaders as well. They're 2-0 up after the first leg. We have a positive start to the Premier League. Everything's happy. The only worry is if we have a really slow start to the Premier League and we struggle to get off the mark. All of these little things that are happening now, they're all going to come back. You know what? You know, some of our fans are like, and it's going to come back to bite. However, you know, hopefully that won't be the case, and we'll move on and have a great season. So yeah, I just want you guys to leave your thoughts on how you were feeling at the moment, pre the you know, post the kit launch and the transfer business up to this point, pre the Asia Tour, Europa League, all at this. How are you feeling right now? Have you got any worries or concerns? You feeling positive? You know, please hopefully smash a like on the video, subscribe if you're new. Please as well, if you're already subscribed, hit the bell notification, because there's going to be lots of great content coming up on football, on Wolves, and hopefully some fun stuff on my life as well, which hopefully you enjoy. And yes, from me, you know, onwards to the Asia Trophy. I'm Dazzling Dave, and I'll see you on the next one. Wolves, away.